Welcome back, football fans. Today we've got major transfer news, Marcus Rashford's shock move to Aston Villa, deadline day drama at Man United, and an important message from Alejandro Garnacho. Let's dive right in. Marcus Rashford joins Aston Villa as Manchester United get boost with wage agreement. Marcus Rashford's 20-year association with Man United has ended following his loan move to Aston Villa. Marcus Rashford has joined Aston Villa from Manchester United on loan until the end of the season. Villa are covering at least 75% of Rashford's £325,000 a week salary, and that could rise to 90%, depending on performance-based bonuses. Villa also have an option to buy the 27-year-old in the summer. The move ends a 20-year association between Rashford and boyhood club United after he joined the club's academy at the age of 7. Rashford last played for United against Victoria Plzen on December 12, and he has not appeared in their past 13 matches. He was omitted from the matchday squad in 12 of those games. Villa swiftly moved for Rashford after they sold striker Johan Duran to Al Nassr for £64 million on Friday, and a deal was agreed on Saturday. Rashford's representatives held discussions with West Ham United, Tottenham and Barcelona before he settled on a move to Villa. Villa automatically qualified for the Champions League last 16, and the club's proximity to Manchester also appealed to Rashford. United head coach Ruben Amorim denied it would be humiliating or embarrassing for United if Rashford regains form at Villa. Humiliating, Amorim asked after United lost 2-0 at home to Crystal Palace on Sunday. It's not embarrassing. When you loan a player, and I don't think it's official, you expect him to play and to improve, so there is nothing humiliating there. I understand the question, but I am just focused on my players, that's all. When the window closes, I will be really focused on just our team and to improve our team. Two men are to blame for the Manchester United mess after Crystal Palace defeat. Crystal Palace made it back-to-back wins at Old Trafford as Man United lost at home for the 7th time in the Premier League this season. The Stretford end started a new chant. He'll bring the glory days again, we'll back him from the Stretford end. He'll turn the Reds around. Ruben Amorim. Not with this lot. Manchester United are still afflicted with stage fright at Old Trafford, where Crystal Palace have won 2 seasons running. It is now a staggering 7 home defeats in the Premier League for United in 2024 to 25 and 5 defeats in their past 6 at Old Trafford. This lot can't win successive league games. You're going down with Southampton, crowed the South Londoners in the away end. There was an impromptu rendition of Marcus Rashford. He left, 'cause you're ***T. Only Wolves have lost more home league games than United since the start of last term. This was the standard United defeat. No goals and conceding a. Man United transfer news. United in talks over winger as deadline day deal collapses. It's set to be a hectic final day for Ruben Amorim in the transfer window. It was another harsh reality check for Ruben Amorim and his players at Old Trafford yesterday as they were beaten 2-0 at home to Crystal Palace. And in light of their 13th Premier League defeat of the season, attention will now turn to bolstering the squad for the remainder of the campaign. But time is running out for the Portuguese boss to get players in, with the transfer window closing at 11 p.m. tonight. When asked about his intentions after the Palace defeat, Amorim insisted he would be leaving deals to the hierarchy, saying, "That is with a lot of people in the club. I focus on the next game." Express Sport rounds up the biggest transfer stories currently coming out of Old Trafford. Bitter blow over Bayern star on Sunday morning. United appeared the clear favourites to sign striker Mathys Tel from Bayern Munich on deadline day. But that deal has now reportedly collapsed after the two clubs failed to agree terms on the move. According to multiple reports, the Premier League club were only seeking a temporary loan deal for the 19-year-old until the end of the season. Bayern, however, wanted to cash in on the French star and favoured a permanent sale or a loan with an obligation to buy. Barring an unlikely U-turn from one party, Tel, despite his desire to head to Old Trafford, won't become a United player. And that blow could be compounded by Arsenal now eyeing an opportunity to capitalize as they also look to bring a forward in before the deadline. United hold talks with Villa star. A potential alternative to Tel is seemingly already being lined up by club bosses. According to Sky Germany, United have held talks with Aston Villa winger Leon Bailey. The Jamaican international signed a new deal at the club in February 2024, which runs until the summer of 2027. But United will be hoping that Villa are open to sale, while they can still command a decent fee for the 27-year-old. Rashford leaves at last. The Marcus Rashford saga at United has dragged on since before the January window even opened. But his loan move to Aston Villa has finally been confirmed. And the England international said in a statement, "I would like to thank Manchester United and Aston Villa for making this loan deal happen. I was lucky to have a few clubs approach me, but Aston Villa was an easy decision. I really admire the way that Aston Villa have been playing this season, and the manager's ambitions. I just want to play football and am excited to get started. I wish everyone at Manchester United all the best for the rest of the season." Man United transfer news. Deadline day drama after Mathys Tel twist amid Harry Kane advice. Manchester United enter transfer deadline day with work to do after announcing the signings of Patrick Dorgu and Aiden Heaven as Ruben Amorim hopes for additions that can improve the Red Devils. The final hours of the transfer window are underway and Manchester United are set to be active as the clock ticks down. The Red Devils presented Patrick Dorgu and Aiden Heaven to their fans on Sunday afternoon as the young pair arrived from Lecce and Arsenal respectively to reinforce Ruben Amorim's squad. With Marcus Rashford joining Aston Villa on loan, it was a busy weekend for the club's transfer team. Their work is unlikely to be over as Mathys Tel's future at Bayern Munich remains unresolved. The teenage forward is in search of more playing time with interest from Manchester United and Arsenal going into the final day, but a deal is looking difficult for the 13 times Premier League champions. There are sure to be more twists and turns before the day is out. Mirror Football takes a look at some of the transfer news and rumors surrounding the club. Mathys Tel twist Sunday saw Tel choose Manchester United as the club where he wanted to spend the rest of the season in his search for minutes. The Red Devils were in negotiations with Bayern in the hope of agreeing a deal to bring the teenager to Old Trafford. Just hours after Tel's decision emerged, however, reports claimed a deal had collapsed. Sky in Germany claim no agreement could be reached, with the German giants rejecting United's proposals to the extent a deal was unable to be agreed over a loan before the end of the window. Bayern were said to have preferred a permanent move or loan with an obligation to buy the player. Arsenal and a number of other clubs are thought to still be in contention to sign Tel. The Gunners' preference is a deal with some sort of obligation. Harry Kane advice: United would have considered themselves well-placed to complete a move as a prime candidate to offer Tel minutes after the Bayern ace rejected Tottenham. Arsenal may be an attractive proposition as they look to compete in the Premier League and Champions League, but will see greater competition for a space in their starting 11, particularly upon Bukayo Saka's return. Bayern teammate Harry Kane even had his say on Tel's prospects and complimented the youngster. England's captain said that game time should be prioritized by the former Rennes youngster. "Mathys is a great young player," he said. "I've worked with him for 18 months. He has a lot of potential, works and trains hard. He can still improve, but he has the right mindset. My advice is wherever he goes, he should make sure he gets game time and experience." Last-minute deal? A last-minute deal could still arrive for Alejandro Garnacho, per transfer guru Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea remain enthused in signing the Argentine winger, though no negotiations were underway. Man United ace Alejandro Garnacho fires clear transfer message after deal confirmed. Alejandro Garnacho and Jadon Sancho were among the players to send a message to Marcus Rashford following his Man United exit. Alejandro Garnacho and Jadon Sancho have sent a message to Marcus Rashford after he completed his move to Aston Villa from Manchester United. The 27-year-old ended a difficult period at Old Trafford with a loan move across the Premier League to the Champions League with Unai Emery's side. Rashford has been forced to endure time away from the United first team after being omitted from the matchday squad since Ruben Amorim took over at the helm. His last appearance for the club came in the Europa League win over Victoria Plzen, when he was brought off before the hour mark with United trailing. A Rasmus Højlund brace would spare their blushes against the Czech club, but for the academy graduate, he has been included for selection just once since. In a post on Instagram, Rashford said, "I would like to thank Manchester United and Aston Villa for making this loan deal happen. I was lucky to have a few clubs approach me, but Aston Villa was an easy decision. I really admire the way that Aston Villa have been playing this season, and the manager's ambitions. I just want to play football and am excited to get started. I wish everyone at Manchester United all the best for the rest of the season. A host of United players past and present rushed to support the England international. Among them was another United loanee in Jadon Sancho, who commented, "He's back." The former Borussia Dortmund attacker also endured a tough time in the Northwest after falling out of favor under previous manager Erik ten Hag, resulting in a temporary move to Chelsea this season, with an obligation to buy. Alejandro Garnacho could reunite with Sancho at Stamford Bridge following interest from the London club. United face a battle to keep him on deadline day with uncertainty surrounding his future and following Rashford's exit. The Argentine replied, "All the best, Rash." Antony, who also left this month to join Real Betis on a temporary deal, David De Gea, Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Joshua Zirkzee were also among the commenters. Real Betis manager makes Antony admission after Manchester United winger makes debut. Man United winger Antony made his debut for Real Betis on Sunday evening following his recent loan switch. Real Betis head coach Manuel Pellegrini is backing Manchester United winger Antony to make his mark in Seville after he made his debut in Sunday evening's 2-2 draw with Athletic Bilbao. Antony joined the Spanish club on loan for the remainder of the season, a little over a week ago after struggling to nail down a starting spot at Old Trafford. The Brazilian played 72 minutes, having a positive impact on the game. He completed 83% of his 24 attempted passes and produced 2 key passes. Antony was signed by United in September 2022 and former